Hi guys, my name is Kaan and today we will be taking a look at two amazing products. One of them is gonna be in plain sight, the other one, Boris Markdag project. So without further ado, let's jump into the review of this project. So guys, here is the Boris Markdag project. Now the name says it all, it is all about his Markdag. His Markdag has been on the market for quite some time. This is just an add-on to it. You will learn everything you need to know about his system and the Markdag. Now you can get it either as a download or as a 2 DVD set right here. This is produced by Big Blind Media, so you will know the video quality and the whole story behind it is pretty awesomely done. Great quality. I really love it. With this project, you are being provided with over 4 hours of material, meaning you will learn how you can make your own Markdag following his system. You will learn amazing effects. It has 2 discs in it, and I can read you some of the effects. Zero touch, you get the ideal effect, peak sandwich, inexplicable, and many more other effects. And I have to say, I'm not going to review every single effect. I will just say something in general about them. They are incredibly amazing. This is really an amazingly thought out collection of effects you can do with Boris Markdag. Something I will say, however, is just in case you did not read it, it does not come with a Markdag. So it's sort of like a little funny, I suppose, because like it is a whole project about his Markdag, but there is no Markdag included. I know the Markdag costs like around the same price as the whole project, but instead of like giving you the Markdag like printed by the United States Playing Card Company, there are different ways of achieving the same Markdag. And one of them has to be done with some special material that is pretty difficult to find. At least here in Austria, I had like no chance finding it in stores, and I also did try to find it online. However, again, without any results. And at this point, I have to say, in this project, you are being taught different ways of getting your own Markdag. The best, of course, is getting the Boris Markdag printed by the USPCC. Another way is the one I was talking about, where you need like this special material to build your own gimmick tag. And with that, I have to say, it would be pretty nice if they provided you at least with that special material so you can really make your Markdag right after watching the whole DVD set, right? And I believe there is a third version of how you can make the gimmick tag. It will still work, but is not as nice as the other two. So I believe you're really getting 3 different ways of getting your Boris Markdag. If you're not familiar with the Boris Markdag, I mean, I won't tell you what the system is. However, I will tell you it is a pretty clever Markdag. The reason is you can pretty quickly see which card has been selected, or you can just spread the pack and you can very quickly again find the card. So you do not really have to go through 52 different cards to find, for example, the 7 of spades. The system is really well thought out so that you can really spot that 7 of spades within a few seconds. That's what really makes that whole system very special. The whole marking system is pretty much invisible, so as long as you're not looking for it, you won't see it. And one funny thing that I really love about this system is the fact when you're looking for a card, you are gonna find the card you are looking for quicker if you go through the backs and not the faces of the card. That really could be the slogan of the whole Markdag project. You can find the cards easier by looking at their backs, and still it is not obvious at all. So all in all, there is not much to say. In my opinion, this is a pretty great add-on to your existing Markdag. If you do not have one, this is going to be, of course, get a little more expensive for you, just in case you want to get a USPCC printed Markdag. And by the way, I have to add, if you want to get that specially printed tag, when you purchase this project from Mystique Factory, you can use the coupon code you can see on the screen right now to get a 10% off of the actual Markdag. So you will have this, just a little gift from me and from Mystique Factory to you. So all in all, again, an awesome project by Boris and Big Blind Media. It's a very nice project. Check it out. So guys, let's continue with the review of In Plain Sight by Matt Johnson. Now it comes in this little box. Inside you get your gimmicks. And you get like this little box. This is ungimmicked. This is just a little add-on for you to place your business cards in it so you can carry it around. If you watch the trailer, you will know like he does this thing with his business cards where he draws the magic square on it. So it's just an add-on, ungimmicked, has nothing to do with the actual method. So along with these things, you will of course get the link to the instructional video. The instructions are very well made. I'm not sure if this is like produced by Alakazam Magic, but he happens to be in their studio. It's pretty clear you do not only learn how to adapt the gimmick to your magic square, you also get to learn how the magic square works. So if you have never worked with that, you get really the explanation for everything you need to know to be able to perform this effect. So all in all, it is really well done, nothing to complain about the instructions. Now, the gimmicks themselves are very well made, and I'm saying gimmicks because you get multiple of them just in case you lose some of them or use them like somewhere else. So you do really get multiple gimmicks to use. The gimmicks do really reflect the name of this effect, which is In Plain Sight, because you really use the gimmick in front of the spectator without them noticing it. So pretty well chosen name for this product. The gimmick, the method behind it is very clever. I really like it. And I'm saying it's a gimmick, but it's not really a gimmick. It's just a helper that allows you to perform the magic square without having to memorize the whole system. If you know how the magic square works, you will know what I mean. So that helper just gives you the security of not forgetting the system, so you will get it every single time. Here I have to add a little thing. This is just a personal opinion. You might share it, you might not share it. I'm just gonna say it. I personally think it is pretty much for beginners, or at least for people who are not performing the magic square very often. The reason I'm saying that is the following. If you're someone who is performing magic square regularly, like in every performance, after like 15 to 20 performances, you will memorize the system anyways, without even wanting to. Because you just repeat it so often, it will just stay in your mind. And once that is the case, you won't really need a helper that keeps the whole system in plain sight for you just in case you mess it up. So that won't really happen. However, even if you're a professional doing the magic square regularly, In Plain Sight is just a very nice add-on, just really some security thing that you can keep on you. So you're just eliminating the option of struggling throughout the performance. Now, In Plain Sight is a pretty cheap product, but I personally think it could get even cheaper. The reason I'm saying that is, I personally think, again, just a personal opinion, this could have easily been a download. If that was a download, of course, you wouldn't get that clear case for your business cards. In my opinion, again, something that is not very necessary. And of course, you wouldn't get the actual gimmicks. But here I have to add, the gimmicks, you won't really be able to make them of the same quality at home. However, you will be able to do it in a very similar quality very, very cheaply, right? So if that was a download, you would not have the clear case, you won't have the gimmicks, you won't have the box. So I suppose the costs would really be decreased a lot. So it could have been a cheaper product, even though it is still pretty affordable. So guys, all in all, In Plain Sight is also, in my opinion, a little project about the magic square. It is pretty good for beginners as you learn everything about the magic square, how the whole system works. You get your gimmicks with it that helps you regarding security during out the performance. So overall, we had two great products with this one. The Boris Wild Mark Deck, pretty nice. You don't get a Mark Deck, keep that in mind. In Plain Sight, in my opinion, something for beginners or at least for people who don't perform the magic square a lot. Not very necessary, but it will give you that factor of security in your performances. If you like them, you can get them at mystiquefactory.com. The link is in the description box below. And of course, subscribe to their newsletter and guarantee yourself a free download. Also keep in mind, to guarantee yourself the quickest delivery time, you're at good hands as Mystique Factory has headquartered in Europe and in the US. That's been said, two great products, check them out. But that was from me. I'll see you next time.